great. So let's proceed. Thank you, everybody. I think, wait, what do we need to do first? Drew, you're always the keeper of the things we need to do.
I know, let me pull up the form. I think,
I'm going to call to order here at 9:30. And did you say we have to do the minutes? Is that what you said? We have to do the
we're supposed to approve them. Here's the RTM. Okay.
Could I have a motion on the committee minutes?
So moved, Representative Iacono.
And a second?
Yeah, we have to call to order. It says call to order, roll call, approve of minutes, and then items.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, thanks. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
So sorry, Karen seconded. Who? This is for the minutes,
Pam.
right?
I did, Pam.
Pam.
Okay, thank you.
And it was unanimous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
and then Josh, you called the meeting to order, right?
At 9:30, correct.
Okay.
And we did a roll call. Okay, so item 3 is the Cherry Street abandonment. Can I have a motion on that?
So moved, Iacono.
And a second?
Amy Ruggiero.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on this matter? Okay, hearing none.
Well, I'm sorry. One thing. It just seems like we do need a list of all the. Jim Baldwin responded that no list exists. I think they need to create one. These paper streets, could be a real source of value to the people that own properties, adjacent to them. And I think, there has to be an organized process around this. So, I think we need to, or at least I'll request that they make a list.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Bill, because if we don't follow a process and then someone, 6 months from now wants to dispute it, we want to make sure that we follow the process and notify the public, this has been going on so long, I don't even know if we're required to notify the public of this transferal.
Well, I guess the public meeting is, sorry, go ahead.
It's just, it's like in any case, you used to have to publish things in the paper so that you would be, not liable for, hiding things, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if are paper streets the kind of thing that get kind of lost in the shuffle until someone discovers it, or do you think that the town already knows where they are?
If the town doesn't know where they are, they need to know where they are, because it makes no sense that they don't know where they are. And, there shouldn't be some, property arbitrage opportunity, to buy a property. There shouldn't be some potential to buy an irregular property at a third the value next to your home, or to buy a property and then, get the paper street. Like, we need to make sure all this stuff is transparent, and it just seems too haphazard right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been going on for years. That has nothing to do with this particular one. It's just every time this happens, it just seems very strange that it's not organized.
Yeah. Okay. For the record, I did see the comment that the town can't accept payment for the road. There was a previous road on this same strip where the town did not take a payment, but there was a coincidental gift to the town. So that is. I'm sorry, I can't find the actual number or facts of that. But
right.
Yeah. Any other comments from anyone? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, that was unanimous. Moving along to number 4, this is the ARPA Library Grant to States Funds. Do I have a motion for this?
I move to approve it.
Okay, and a second?
I'll
Second.
Amy Ruggiero.
Drew, are you good? Did you hear those?
I'm good.
Did you get somebody?
Yeah, I'll second
Okay.
it. Well, I
Okay.
offered to second it. Who's seconding it?
I
Christine.
It was Amy, right?
You have a lot of
Amy
seconds
did the
to
last
choose
one.
from.
Let's let Christine do this one.
No
Okay.
problem.
Any conversation on this item? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, unanimous. Moving along, this is now, I'm going in the order of the agenda. This is the larger ARPA item, the $24.8 million item. Do I have a motion on this?
I'll move to approve it. Karen.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Pam, I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. Any conversation on this item beyond what we already have discussed?
I'll just make the general comment. I disagree, that spreading it around, that's not the way I would have done it. I would have picked a couple important projects. They don't have to be shovel ready. We've got, times, not all the projects that proposed are shovel ready, but I can't see, it's hard for me to see, turning down money and risking money. So, it's a sort of a strange situation to be in. I don't think the approach was the right one. I would have split it up into three projects. Obviously, there's not enough money in the whole thing to fund all the airflow, in the school that we're going to need with COVID recurring every year, and in different mutations and all that, which we're probably going to see with the hot, the hot springs and falls we're going to have, the lockdowns, that we're going to have from time to time. It's it's a really dangerous situation. There is not enough money in this budget. We're going to have to deal with that outside ARPA. Obviously, it would have been nice to maybe fully fund one project, fully fund some of the flood and erosion projects, and not done it this way. But this, to me, seems, like it's sort of, I guess it'll make more people a little bit happy than actually, do anything big for the town. But so be it. I don't know if there's anything we can really do about it.
May I speak to that too, Bill? It's Pam. I actually agree with you on the at the 1,000-foot level there. I think we're dealing with a situation where we've never obviously had a $24 million windfall before, and there's definitely more than one way to skin a cat, to use an old saying on how to go about that approach. Personally, I would have allocated a certain amount of money to social services and then used the rest to fund waterfall chart projects that were ready to go. But your approach is another way to do it. My understanding is these things do need to be shovel ready or darn near close to it. But that said, that this is the approach the administration took, and this is where we are, and that's where it all starts, is with the administration, and I think that's abundantly clear, and I 100% agree with you. I don't want to lose out on an opportunity to take advantage of finally getting some dollars back to Connecticut, and more specifically to Fairfield. So in the sense that they did take this approach, I do want it to make sure that it, goes to every corner of the town, and I am grateful for that in that regard. But yeah, I agree with you. There is more than one way to do this, and I don't think that one, your way's not right, her way's not right, my way's not right. It was a collective effort. We all had an opportunity to collaborate on it, which I thought was important. And I also
we didn't really though. I don't think
we did.
We had an opportunity to comment.
But if you think of
to comment, yeah.
Right. Well, if you don't mind, may I finish? I'll be more than happy to listen to all of you speak.
Yes.
But specifically, that said, she made changes based on what she heard, and there were a lot of people that spoke up about flood and erosion, and she went back and changed it. If I don't know anybody here specifically that put a proposal on the table and asked her to add it to the list. So I mean, if that happened and it was rejected, I'm not aware of it, but we all had that opportunity to do that. And the one that really actually that I'm aware of that came to the table was the flood and erosion, and she made money for it. She found money for it. Mm-hmm. So that's just my sentiment, and I just wanted to say I feel similarly to Bill on this, that there's different ways to approach it, and I don't want to turn away an opportunity to take advantage of this. I certainly don't want to see the money sit in an account and go nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with both of you too. I think there's no perfect way to do it, and I think it's not a bad allocation of money. I'm open to people's amendments that may come up next week, but I think at the moment I'm okay with it as is. So
I also do think there's a real problem here of contractors and consultants getting hired up, and I do think time is of the essence.
Mm-hmm. Yes, mm-hmm. I can speak from personal experience, and I just did a project on a porch here, and my goodness, what I paid for materials, in hindsight, it was probably not a good idea doing what I did.
Yeah, and there's a lot of these towns. A lot of towns are spending a lot of money. So, all right. Any other comments from anyone on this item? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone want to abstain?
I want to abstain because I think I want to talk about it with people, and I have no idea whether someone's going to propose. I still have, I do have a little bit of issue with $3 million in paving. I just don't think that's a realistic number based on history. I mean, that history that was presented by the Board of Finance, I just don't know if they're going to be able to spend that money based on what Tom Flynn presented to us. So,
but just to follow up on that, Bill. Okay, just to play devil's advocate here for 1 minute. So you don't want to spend it there, but we can't tell them where to spend it. So you're going to cut it, and what? It's going to sit in a pot and do what?
So that would be the question: is if you cut it, they'll probably end up putting it back in anyway. But they could put it to another project.
Well, yeah, they would just they could do that. They could just transfer it back to paving. The other thing too is,
Can I ask a question, Pam, on that? You seem to understand this well. If let's say they have $3 million to paving, and you cut all the paving, is that no longer an approved project, or is it an approved project that has no funding, and then the money can just be put back in?
I would imagine probably, Drew, that's not an approved project because we all rejected it.
Cut.
Yeah.
All the money. So if we cut all the money, then the money would have to go to one of the other approved projects.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Or
it would sit in a pot. Well, but Karen was on the call with me. She made it abundantly clear that the high likelihood there is that it sits there, and she can speak to that herself next week.
Brenda, yeah.
And I just want to add on the paving. There's money in there for sidewalks. I don't know about any of you, but the ones around me are horrendous.
Yeah.
And we need to get ahead on the paving. We've been behind.
No, absolutely. We have been, but I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. It's just in the past, I think we had an issue with how that was run and allocated, Bill. I really think that was a management issue. I think that they'll have a plan and know what they want to do, and I feel a lot better about that going somewhere.
So this is Drew. I'd just like to say, it seems in my experience over the years, we've always found money for paving, maybe not enough. But that's why I would, instead of paving, I would support air conditioning in the schools, then it would be done. And then,
but it won't.
But
that's the problem.
Ready. And then I'm just not finished. Yeah, thanks.
I apologize.
Air conditioning or something like the Rooster River, which there's so many people up there that got flooded out and they're suffering, and this is a thing that happens over and over again. And we've been working on it for years. We just haven't had the money to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finished speaking.
I mean, honestly, in that, I'm sorry. Is it okay for me to talk, or do you want to respond, Pam?
No, I'm done. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, what was it, John was saying about Scott Bartlett, basically, with all the issues with Scott Bartlett, there were some years where both parties, basically everyone thought he was like the paving god, and winning all sorts of national awards on paving and preservation. So I'm not sure I completely buy what John is saying, that he was totally inept at paving. I mean, it may be true, but I would be surprised. But what I'm concerned about is, in the past, it wasn't just paving streets. It was paving in sidewalks, and they were, and from what Tom Flynn presented, and the reason they cut $500,000, I thought, was they could just never get it done. And I think, the idea that they're going to be able to, I think the excess would end up going into the general budget, I guess. It would get transferred. Maybe it was like a pad, for whatever. I have no idea. But I just don't feel comfortable if we actually have a paving budget in the budget, and plus $1 million a year, from this. It just doesn't seem realistic he's going to be able to get it done. I guess I can give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't understand why we're doing that. I don't understand why it's not going to one of these other projects that's underfunded, like where it's partially funded, and why aren't we fully funding some of that stuff? But anyway, that's just my question. I don't know if I'm going to propose anything. That's why I'm abstaining.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to share?
No.
Okay. I think we're done with that item, and we're moving on to the harbor management item. Do I have a motion on that?
I'll move to approve that.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
We have to make the amendments, though, right? Or,
Can we just say that pending, amendments on the floor or something? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, we discussed them tonight, so.
I wouldn't want it to go to the consent calendar, so maybe I'll abstain when we vote.
Gotcha.
But not because I'm against it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Any other comments on this item? Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining?
I'll abstain.
Okay. I think that is our full agenda. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
New business? Any new business?
No.
Nope.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Wait,
Okay,
I need someone to adjourn.
Oh,
I moved to
adjourn.
adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn. Okay. And a second?
Okay, so Karen, and seconded by?
I'll
Josh?
second it, but technically,
Pam.
just so you know, all you need to do is adjourn. You don't need a first and a second, actually.
Well, here it says member moved, and this is my list of what member moved and seconded to
I'll
adjourn.
second it for you. I'll second it for you, Joe.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay.
Yeah, I want to
Thanks,
stay out
thanks
all
everyone.
night.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a nice night, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.